Versatile Mage. Chapter 289. Slaughtering the Demon Wolves. Hour. In the midst of the intense battle, the huge three-eyed magic wolf suddenly raised its head and let out a howl to the sky. The sound echoed into the distance. Clearly, it was not trying to execute a special move. A while later, a great disturbance could be felt in the distance. Since Mo Fan was sitting high up, he could see countless figures appearing from the buildings and corners, moving into the open. They were moving toward the source of the three-eyed magic wolf's howl like a black tide. Summoning the crew when it can't win. I thought this was meant to be a duel. Mo Fan did not agree with the three-eyed magic wolf's decision. Putting his disdain aside, a pack of one-eyed magic wolves charged toward them from all directions. One-eyed magic wolves focused heavily on their physical strength. The sight of them running had quite an outstanding visual impact. It felt like the entire area was shaking. The number of one-eyed magic wolves continued to increase. Mo Fan estimated there were at least 50 of them. Back in Bo City, such a pack of one-eyed magic wolves was enough to wipe out a huge group of magicians instantly. Mo Fan was left with no choice. The device had been installed into the ground for over 2 hours, so his job was almost done. He had promised to investigate on his own. If he returned empty-handed, he would have to suffer being mocked by Shen Mingxiao, Luo Song, Liao Mingxuan, and the others again. Preserving his face was only part of the reason. Most importantly, Mo Fan had the urge to start a massacre now. These creatures, he had once had no choice but to run for his life when facing them. Now, he wanted payback by butchering them. Otherwise, what was the point of him learning magic? Swift Star Wolf, you focus on that one. I'll handle the rest, Mo Fan told him. The Swift Star Wolf cleared his throat. He seemed to have something to say. Shouldn't Mo Fan be the one fighting against the boss while he handled its subordinates? Mo Fan jumped to the roof of the next building, which was overgrown with Boston ivy. Half of the building had already collapsed, and a variety of plants had grown their way into it. 1, 2, 3, 7. Very well. I'll let you keep one another in company in death. Mo Fan wore a confident grin as he pictured the star pattern. A few seconds later, he began to emit a strong fiery aura. He continued to release heat to his surroundings under his control, gathering it on his right fist. The energy condensed, his fist turning blazing red. A moment later, Mo Fan suddenly threw a punch, aiming at the street from the high ground. The target spot was a corner on the street. 7 one-eyed magic wolves were running toward the source of the howl excitedly. They thought their leader had found some delicacies for them. However, as they turned the corner, their vision was filled with a blazing curtain, as if a burning meteorite had just crashed in front of them. The 2 one-eyed magic wolves leading the way were dumbfounded. They instinctively tried to turn around and flee but instantly collided with the one-eyed magic wolves behind them. The fiery fist landed, and the 7 one-eyed magic wolves were thoroughly devoured by the rose flame. Those turned instantly into piles of black ash died a quick death, but those half burned from the flame and suffering the impact from the fiery fist experienced the most pain. Even as they exhaled their last breath, they could not understand why their boss had summoned them here just to die. The one-eyed magic wolves here and the one-eyed magic wolves in the south by Bo City did not belong to the same horde. Unfortunately, someone here bore a huge grudge against their species. Mo Fan had just eliminated 7 one-eyed magic wolves with a single attack. The feeling of being able to crush his opponent's lives easily made him hot-blooded. Those who had not experienced being hunted by the one-eyed magic wolves would never understand how excited Mo Fan was. Either way, he would kill every single one of them that he stumbled into today. 2 one-eyed magic wolves that were hiding in the shadows dashed out from the debris when they saw Mo Fan focusing on killing their comrades. They opened their mouths wide, aiming to tear Mo Fan apart with brute force. They coordinated their attacks from both sides, leaving Mo Fan with no escape. Too slow, are you seriously trying to ambush me with that speed? Mo Fan sneered. With his current strength, It was too easy for him to detect the presence of a few servant-class beasts. He had collected from fighting against stronger beasts had gotten him used to their attack patterns. Even the Mother Scale-Skin Phantom and the Cursed Beast, infamous for their speed, were unable to threaten Mo Fan's life. How could these one-eyed magic wolves possibly do it? In Mo Fan's eyes, they were incredibly clumsy with their attacks. As the jaws approached him, his body dissolved into a puff of black shadow, which rapidly sank into the portal between the layers of light and darkness. In the following second, Mo Fan reappeared on the roof of a different building. He looked at the one-eyed magic wolves exchanging attacks while flipping his hand, which already had a blazing red flame burning on it. "Enjoy your time together in the fire." Mo Fan threw the sparkling flame forward. The flame drew a dazzling arc in the sky before landing at the collapsed building. Keeping a clear count in mind, Mo Fan clenched his fist as if he were pushing the trigger for a time bomb, and the fire burst in the building exploded. The buildings in this area were already on the verge of collapsing. The impact from the explosion was more than enough to topple it, burying the two one-eyed magic wolves together in the rubble. Mo Fan quickly added the final touch with burning bones. The two one-eyed magic wolves were already having a hard time trying to get out from under the debris, and the flames of the burning bones placed them in torturing pain. They kept on crying out in agony. They were going to burn to their deaths. Mo Fan was extremely skilled with the basic level spells now. He could utilize the different effects of the spells to maximize his damage output. Killing them all should be enough for another soul essence, right? Mo Fan glanced ahead. The number of the one-eyed magic wolves was quite astonishing. Mo Fan had collected quite a number of soul remnants throughout this adventure. He had improved 5 stars of his lightning element after setting foot in this ravaged city. He currently had over 20 soul remnants in his collection. The group did kill quite a number of servant class and warrior level beasts along their way here, after all. An advanced level one-eyed magic wolf. Nice. I'll start with you first. An advanced level one-eyed magic wolf was not easy to deal with, and it posed a greater threat to Mo Fan's safety. As such, Mo Fan was not too conservative with his energy when fighting against one. Purple-black electric arcs wrapped around his body, flickering sharply. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.